how do you kind of view and gauge success, like at least from your perspective, and what from that trickles down into your team?
I think there's two different ways I view the success of it, right? One is the more obvious one, which is revenue growth, right? Is it growing? Is it not? Like, if it's not, why not? Go fix it. If it is, how can we make it grow faster without growing broke? So that's a very obvious thing. Like, look at your financial statements, make it dumb easy for your team to report on your revenue, your gross profits, your expenses. We have a Google spreadsheet, which is what we use in the fundraise. It was like a public Google sheet that just had revenue one column. It was like every single month across the left side, and then on the top it was like revenue, gross profits, expenses, margins, percentage growth, year over year growth, and like maybe one other thing. That's all we look at.
That's
And
all
it's
you
like we
need.
have all these
Yeah.
complicated, yeah, we have all these complicated like QuickBooks, and like we have an accounting firm that we work with now, and there's all these analysis, and I'm just like, I don't care about, not that I don't care about any of that. I know there's a team that's going to be looking over that. I just need to be able to see like how much more up are we this month compared to last month, or do it in a quarterly sort of basis. It's very simple. And it's like, that's the hard truth. That's the hard reality. Look at your runway, look at your bank balance, all that stuff. Right. And I'm so surprised at how many companies like, or founders like don't actually just do that. Right. Like we have a Slack channel that gives us like real-time revenue updates. Like, as soon as our lawyer logs in work, like, we know the gross profit off of that, and we get excited off of that. We have a 24-hour tracker. We have an hour tracker. Like, we constantly look at that and constantly fine-tune that. That's the level of precision that we have. On the other aspect of it, how I've defined sort of success is, and maybe one other part is like the number of payouts that's going out. How much are people earning on the platform? It's a platform about it. It's ultimately about economic empowerment, right? It's like, it's a little bit like a Robin Hood like play. Like, how do you take wealth and money from this concentrated institution and spread it out to all these individuals and just let them, live and thrive, and just kind of take a step back, just build out the infrastructure, but then take a step back and let them basically do their own thing. I think on a deeper fundamental level, this is like one of our core values is like, is it fun? Is it still fun? Is it still like, can we still joke around? Can I still grab a bite with my co-founder? Can I still like shoot the shit? Can I still get excited about the next thing that we're working on? And that's like a deeper internal thing. And it's not like that every day. But I would say that the vast majority of the days is still fun. It's still interesting. Am I still learning? Am I still making mistakes? But the mistakes aren't like catastrophic, but they're just enough to like feel the pain point, but then I can like extract the lesson from that, right? So it's this I love learning, right? So a startup is this ongoing journey of learning and picking yourself back up and thinking of creative solutions. And like, I just can't think of any other job that comes remotely close to that. And then you have this output factor of affecting all these, hundreds of thousands of people's lives and spreading millions of dollars to a bunch of internet strangers you've never sort of met before. So at a deeper level, is it still enjoyable? Is it still fun for me? Am I still getting along with my core team, with my core co-founder? Because then if it is, like, I could do this for the rest of my life. I don't really have any plans of selling this company or flipping it. I don't think like, I mean, I do have a number, like, but like, I don't think like anybody would want to offer that right now. Personally, maybe they will, maybe after this podcast. I don't know, but like, I do have a number, but like, again, if I were to sell and if I were to just get like, a bunch of money, like I would probably just go and start something else. But like, I like the idea that the time has compounded with this business, with this sector, with this knowledge, with this. I mean, Naval sort of talks about this specific knowledge, right? It's like, there's nobody on earth that knows more about online legal marketplaces than me. Like, period. There's just, I have a PhD in it,
Right.
2 PhDs in it,
Yep.
right? And maybe it's a smallish market now, but it's going to get exponentially bigger. That's my bet, right? So why give that up? Why like, Why sell? Like, again, like, maybe I think it's fine if you sell some secondaries or something like that, and you pay. I do want to pay off my student loans at some point. But aside from that, it's like this is the best asset that I own, right? Like why would I sell this company and buy and invest in another sort of public company or crypto or what? And I invest in public companies, I invest in cryptos, I do all that stuff sort of on the side. But like, I have the insider knowledge on where this company is going. Like, I want to own as much shares in this company as humanly possible, as legally possible, right? Because I know where it's going. There's like that would just be so counter if I were to sort of put in money into Bitcoin and like, or more money into Bitcoin than like Lawtrades or whatever, because this should outperform Bitcoin by like 1,000 times Ethereum, so whatever the newest asset basically is, right? And it's in my control, right? That's the crazy part too. I know you guys like have like the public markets, the investing side of it. That's why kind of overlapping this into it a little bit is like, I can control the destiny of this company to a certain extent. And like, I think everybody should create their own assets and just work on it, right? And just like tinker on it. And you don't need to follow this exact playbook that YC has laid out, or like this Twitter thread has said what to do, or this whatever. You're creating just value for the world. You're just creating something to help another human being. And you're doing it on the internet, which is the future, right? It's like when you see those futuristic videos where like the world is like in the sky and there's like flying cars, like that's what the internet is. That's the internet.
Yep.
That's literally what we're in it right now. So it's like, what are you going to do, right? And there's so much opportunity. There's just not enough. There's just not enough freaking time. That's it. So that's my long-winded approach to a question that I completely forgot what was even asked.